Alrighty, showing you guys how to use the iPad and Looptimus to control clicks and pads and perhaps someday tracks, but for now, clicks and pads. Okay, so we're starting with the iPad there's no windows open. No windows open, Looptimus is off. By the way, I've got the physical cables, like here's the iPad Loom. I've got the physical cables nicely wrapped underneath here so that there's just not cables everywhere. Something nice to consider, kind of just hiding cables as much as possible. Maybe instead of turning it towards the audience, you turn it towards you. Just little things like that. Isn't that better? Kind of gathering cables so they all flow in the same directions, making sure they're not popping their little heads out. That's maybe a little extra, but I don't know. That's just the way my mind works, I guess. Okay, I was running around, so I'm a little out of breath. Okay, so from here, what we're gonna do, we can flip on Looptimus. He powers on. Looptimus lives on the USB charger back at front of house, back by Jeff. Hello, Jeff. Okay, so from home, we are gonna tap on the little Pepsi-Cola looking logo that's MidiMttr. It's MIDI transmitter. You're gonna go to devices and click Looptimus. It's now connecting. Now it's connected. That's all you've got to do. Leave that running. Go back to home. Oh, by the way, this blue light was not illuminated before, and as soon as we clicked connect, that just lit up telling us that it is indeed connected. We just launched Playback. I've already loaded in the weekend set for this weekend, and here's how it works. Basically, play,
1,
stop,
2,
rewind, play, stop, click levels are down here. You'll have to mess around with that and get a feel for it. But moving over to Looptimus, here's what we've got. Play, stop, this one. Pretty much these two serve as like cursors to select the next song or the previous song. I'm gonna click next and you can kind of see here. I'll zoom out here so you can see what's going on. Next, and see how we're going to the next one. Now, go doesn't work if nothing's going. So that only works when the track is running. So we'll hit play to launch the song. So there's song 1. Let's say we're at the end of song 1. Try not to be so shaky. Sorry about that, guys. Let's say we're at the end of song 1. We hit next. Cursor scrolls over and hit go. And you might have just heard a little jump. If you do it right, it won't jump. If you hit it in the wrong spot, it will jump. And I haven't yet figured out how to do that without jumping. So there's a way to do it. I just haven't figured it out yet. Okay, so if you need to go to the next one, hit next, watch it's gonna go over. And you're kind of visually watching to make sure, yes, it is over. Go. 4. Did you hear how it just launched on the next one?
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's actually really good and desirable. Like that's how you want it to be. Like it just now, it didn't skip. That's good. Sometimes it launches in the middle of a measure. I haven't figured it out, but like, let's try the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it just switched to the key of C. 2. Let's say we need to go back. So did you hear how it just skipped? There's something in what I just did in the timing of my execution that caused it to skip. Honestly, just need to like spend more time with it to figure out what the difference was. When it didn't skip, why? When it did skip, why? And I'm sure it has to do something with the timing and the measures and all that. Okay, to hit stop, just stop. So I'm gonna go back to song 3. 66 BPM. I'm gonna hit go and I'm gonna show you these other two. All right, so we're launching this one. Okay. Zoom right here.
4,
Okay, let's say we're flowing on this song. I think, holy are you, Lord God Almighty. Now, let's say if we need to cut the click out, just hit click and it mutes it. You'll notice the pad is still running, but the click is off. Now, that does pose challenges for when you need to bring the click back in because it's still rolling. So that can pose some challenges, but if you need to kill the click and leave the pad running, that's how you do it. Same thing with the pad. This turns the pad off. You'll hear it fading out. Click is still rolling, but pad is out. That's very helpful if you need to change keys and you need to keep the click rolling, but you need to change keys to something else. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna hit pad back on. By the way, these two are like master level. So these continue across songs. So if you've got the click off, the click is still going to be off for the next song. Here, I'll demonstrate. So let's go back to the very beginning. Here we go. Hit and go.
2, 1.
Let's say towards the end, this which song was this? Some Jeremy Riddle. King. So 2, 3, 4. All hail King Jesus. Let's say we kill the click. All hail the Lord of heaven and earth. I just skipped right to the end and we hit the next song. Drummer is washing out earth. If you hit the next song,
1, 2,
you hear the count going,
1,
but no click.
3, 4.
Which actually that wasn't terrible because you got someone counting you in, so in that instance you could kill the click and bring it in later, but that just can be problematic for that reason if you're using it. Pad, same thing, turn it off if we go to the next song.
1, 2,
Oh, that just launched it.
1,
That relaunched it. I think the last song might be off now. Let's see, let's go back and see.
1,
No.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it just relaunched it again. So pad relaunches every time. So I'm gonna hit stop, back to the beginning. Okay, one important thing to note, like let's say if you are running song 1, let's see here. Okay, so I'm standing up. Okay, let's say if we're running song 1, we're going,
2, 1, 2, 3.
and then let's say we're running through it as a band and we need to stop. So I hit stop, we're talking through something. In order to start back over again, like if you hit play, it's gonna play from where it's playing. So what you have to do, and previous doesn't work. Like it doesn't do anything. So you actually have to go to the next one and then do previous and then play,
1,
and it'll work.
2, 1,
Those are some of the quirks.
3.
Those are some of the quirks, but it works. Oh, see? So to get back to the beginning, gotta go next, previous, and we're ready to go for the beginning of worship. That pretty much covers it. What I do, okay, last thing. Let's say you finish with Soundcheck and you go to prayer, the whole thing. And what I would do is I would click the screen off. I would leave it just like this. You're all good. Okay, so when you come back right before worship, when the play, when the countdown's going, just to be sure, what I do, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit more. Turn the iPad on. Oop. Turn the iPad on. I visually inspect to make sure that it's still connected. If it's not connected for whatever reason, if you're pushing buttons and it's not working, if the blue light is off, I'll close all the windows. You're not going to hurt anything. All this is saved. Just close the windows and redo. Devices, it's already connected. Relaunch. Confirm that you're all good. And I'll even just really quick, because the click and the guide is not in the audience's ears, so I'll even just hit play.
1,
and just stop. Like as soon as you see it is indeed working, it's synced up, you're good. I'm just kind of checking signal, checking the connection, making sure that it will indeed fire when I need it to at the beginning of worship. And this guy's kind of popping his head out a little bit. So yeah, that is it. If you've got any questions, I guess let me know, but that should pretty much cover it. All right, thanks.